Welcome back to the Shorts and Socks Foot Fetish Society podcast.
Oh, people getting excited now.
Jesus. Yeah, what's going on there, boys? So, to fill you in, you might be part of the Foot Fetish Sock Society. Hey. But, yeah, I was having a look at the analytics last week, put them away, but that's on the Patreon, that is. I was looking on the analytics on YouTube, and a lot of our viewers are coming from, I think the top playlist was Men in Shorts and Socks podcasts, and the one underneath was Male Feet podcasts.
I can't believe they've even made a playlist of those, and the fact that we've made it onto that list is beyond me. But it's definitely you, Pay. 9 times out of 10 I got trousers on. It's you, Pay, showing you.
I reckon it's Saus when he gets the right leg up on the sofa, when he gets comfortable.
Just that little bit of inner thigh on display.
Yeah, look, right up.
They are right up, and the old fucking. They are right up, yeah.
I can't say a word there.
No, I mean, it looks like you got a bit of seminal fluid on the inners, the viewers, but we'll. No, I gotta be honest with you. When we first started this, I did not think we would strike a chord in the foot and sock community.
No, I thought family and friends would listen, but not the foot fetish community. But views a view, take it.
Views a view, 100%. Yeah. We have adjusted the camera this week, so if you can't see my socks, unlucky. Like we said, that's on the Patreon, so get your fucking card out, and then you might be able to see more. Anyway, here's one for you, boys. Actually, here's one for you, Saus. Hang on, I'll do that again. I can't keep my composure. Here's one for you, Saus.
Go on, bud.
What sauce is in a big tasty?
Tasty Saus, bruv.
Tasty Saus. Here's one for all of you, boys. Would you rather raw dog a 12-hour flight or a 12-hour...
I got fucking...
Do you know what raw dogging is?
Oh yeah, I just fucking panicked when you said 12.
Good grief. Anyway, would you rather raw dog a 12-hour flight or a 12-hour car journey as a passenger?
So what's raw dogging? That's no content, no entertainment.
Nothing. Not allowed to sleep, you're not allowed to listen to music, you're not allowed to watch anything.
I'd personally rather do the car journey.
I agree. I think there's more to see. I think once you get above the clouds in a plane, if you've got a window seat, I'm presuming, there's not much to see. Yeah,
but if you're raw dogging, boys, you're just staring straight ahead. You're not allowed to fucking. You're just locked in on whatever's in front of you.
Yeah, I feel as if
on a dash.
Yeah, you need some fucking. At least on a car journey, you can see a bit of what's in front of you.
Use the peripheral, like
a little bit of peripheral. You might not. I mean, imagine raw dogging a 12-hour flight with a screaming kid.
Oh yeah. What if you've got a screaming kid in the back of the car though? Is that not worse?
Either way, I'd be too prepared to let myself in that situation, because that sounds like hell. That's a hell of a punishment.
I'd like to think I won't put myself in a position where I'd be fucking potential for 12 hours.
No.
Well, no, but this is just...
It's hypothetical, yeah.
World,
I suppose you're
I'd go car, though. Car, I think. We're saying that on the flight, you've got food and stuff to break it up for you. Food pack of peanuts.
You're allowed to eat any raw dog in there,
I don't think
surely.
Yeah, 12 hours without
food, water and entertainment, that'd be fucking horrendous. Especially at altitude, because it fucks you up and it just dries you out of it.
Oh yeah.
Like Gandhi's dap, man. Anyway, nice to see you in a new jersey, Sauce. You've branched out, haven't you? A bit of a retro.
Yeah, I'm saying to the boys, a little bit conscious of how I'm going to appear on the video, because it you may not be able to see, but it's a fucking absolute banger of a top. But it is tighter than a nun's, so...
Who told you it was a banger then? Because to me, it's reminding me of a spinny head off a hangover. You know, when you're staring at something and I'm glad I got my glasses on.
The bruised banana is an absolute classic. Ian Wright, up top, back in the day.
We'll see what the viewers think.
Yeah, but either way, it's actually cutting off circulation, but we'll battle through.
Chest looks good though.
Thank you. Are you sure I don't like tits? I feel as if they look like tits.
Man breasts.
Absolute huge set of fucking man bristols, like.
Well, nice to see you back on Arsenal top, Sauce, because there's been 2 episodes without one.
Aye, and I gotta be honest with you, boys, I feel as if it caused, I don't know, the 2 episodes without the Arsenal top, karma in life.
2 losses.
Oh, yeah, life haven't gone bad, life haven't gone great, life's gone pretty... I just feel as if the Gunners tops are on the last 2 recordings, we might be alright. We're 1-0 down to Paris at the time of recording. So I can only fucking hope the boys can bring that around. It's not looking good though, bro. We just lost fucking 2-1 to Bournemouth.
Yeah, not looking good.
I got the shirt on now, so the good omen is coming back.
Just keep an eye on those bars, boys. A couple of them are touching the roof, but we need to be just keep a bit of distance here. Well, another little story to add to the Saus collection. Might have mentioned on this podcast already that Saus does like to go out without taking the key. So what we've kind of resorted to now is to leave one in a safe place for him and we, Jim.
I'm a bit on edge because it is my key.
Yeah, and we're not going to, like, we've pretty much told everyone where we live anyway, so we don't want anyone to turn up and find the key.
Especially with these fuck fetish fuckers running around.
Oh, yeah. But there's, it's quite easy to find, would you say, James? If you know where you're looking, it's quite an easy key to find. Yeah,
it's not in a big area. It's not like you've got to get out your metal detector. It's a very small area, so you'd think you'd be able to find it pretty simply.
Sorry, I've just dribbled all down myself. I'm choked on my water.
What are you choking for?
What are you choking for? What are you dribbling for? But Saus goes out Friday night. The first thing he said to me was, I'm going to go out and meet the boys. I'm on a beer, so staying off him this week.
Classic.
Nice one. So you come back to get changed, and you come back with James, friend of the pod, James Williams.
Menace.
He was on form as well, yeah.
Menace.
Honestly, I was a bit on edge when he was here because he's just a nuisance, and you put a pint in him, and you just got to keep an eye on him.
But you know what you just touched on there, it was the classic, genuinely set out. I mean, I met one of the boys straight from the gym. I was in my gym gear, I weren't dressed to go out. It was just going to be a little bit of food, catch up with one of the boys who just moved over, hour or two back home. He turns up, I fancy a pint. I was like, go on, I'll have 1 pint with you, 1 pint, be fine. He was, I might leave a car at the station. I said, go on then, I'll have 2 pints with you. So I was 2 pints. Next minute, James rocks up. You having another pint? Go on, I'll have 1 more pint with you. And then before you know, you're 8 pints in, and the fucking train's left the station. And yeah,
well, yeah. You come home to get changed, didn't you? So you go back out. As he's going out the door, he goes, leave a key out for me. I was like, just take one with you. By this point, he's gone. So I just shouted out, Saus, there's a key in safe place for you. So right on, out he goes. So that was it. Like, obviously, I've gone to bed. Jimmy's gone to bed, and Tash with the earplugs in.
Kindly donated by Saus because we know he's going to be loud.
We know he's going to go out without the key and
we've got
turn up and make a fucking racket. So anyway, I've gone to sleep. Not for very long, I don't think, because I was woken up about 11 by. So I thought it sounded like it was pissing down with rain. So I thought it was thunder.
It was
fucking hell, that's loud. And then I realised it was someone. It sounded like someone hammering a window. So doof, 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 doof. And then I hear bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Look at my phone. 10 missed calls off Saus and a voicemail, which I think was a pocket dial. It's blank for about a minute 18, and then it's just him going fuck. And then so I thought, here we go. He's done it again. He's done it again, you fucking little bastard. So I went down and I just pressed the garage buzzer, put it on the table, and I just come back to bed before I couldn't face him. I was so fucking tamping. I'd work the next morning early.
And I appreciate that from you, but to be honest, that's a good sign of maturity over there, because I'll be honest, as soon as you opened the garage, I didn't want to face you either, because I was like, I don't doubt he's going to be pretty fucked off.
Yeah. So I just went straight back to bed. My heart, you know when you get woken up, again, it happened like a few weeks ago, didn't it? But you get woken up suddenly and your heart is pounding, you're like, fucking hell. So it took me a while to switch off again. Anyway, I get up, leaving for work the next morning. I thought, I wonder where that spare key's gone then. So check the key pot, nothing there. Put my stuff in the car. I was like, I'll double check the safe place, and lo and behold, the key is still sat there. So we've had the fucking big display from Saus, and he could have just grabbed the key and let himself in the whole time.
The icing on the cake, though, is that he tried ripping the gate off the hinges, and
right.
Even if you pulled it off, I don't think you'd still be able to get in.
Right.
You haven't thought that one through,
no, boys. Right, so I arrived back, I got out the Uber, and the heavens opened, and I got pissed on. And I was fucking soaked head to toe. So I just tried to get into my abode by any means possible. And yes, I tried to rip the gate off his hinges. Should I have done it? No. Will I do it again? No. It is what it is.
I think we'll have to get Marshy around with the
Why
welding.
didn't you just take a key with you?
Not again. Like, boys, you keep asking follow-up questions when you know, obviously you're happy to tell everybody fucking my adventures, and I can't give you an answer. I can't. I'm sorry. What happened again?
It will, though. Oh, it will. Watch this space. It's going to happen again. Anyway, boys, I'm going to kick us off with... we've had plenty of feedback on the pod and some really positive stuff. But I had a message from a former rugby coach of mine, Mr. Kelly John Davis, back in Wales. Do you know Kelly?
I know of him, yeah. I never had coached by him, but I know of him, yeah. Legend
of a bloke. Big fan of the pod. Anyway, he sent me this message a few weeks ago, and I forgot to read it out. But he said, "Morning, Moggs. Hope all is well with everything and you're keeping yourself busy. With a phone call made to Scotty last week, he informed me of the new podcast that you were doing from Aussie land and asked would I have a little listen. I must say, congratulations on the podcast and keep up the good content that you are sharing. I'm right up to date with it and enjoying Sausage coming up with some tales. Obviously some stories not for the people to hear, I can imagine." He's not wrong there, is he, Saus?
He's not.
We've had to cut a fair bit out.
Maybe a bit. I mean...
I do hope that the rugby you're playing is good and stop pulling them taffy injuries you were telling us. So I had a mate back home called Taffy, who Kelly also used to coach, and he just used to have the wildest injuries. It was like turf toe, fucking... Like, I've had turf toe before. I can't really fucking...
What is it? Like an ingrowing toenail, is it? What is it?
It's like a sprain of the... Here we go, fetish crew will love this one. It's like a sprain of this... The base of your big toe down here.
Oh, yeah.
So you literally can't do anything, but a lot of props get it. I'm not a prop. I'd never scrummaged in my life, but obviously I ended up with it. But Taff used to have all these wild injuries after himself diagnosed anyway. Are you still throwing the miracle balls out wide with your father's voice in the back of your head screaming, "For fuck's sake, Rhys, what was that?" Yes, I am. I'm sure James can vouch for that as well. One story I remember, mind you, as you were always late when you left the house, Scott was always tamping. And then you come out, so one day you're on your way down the club, I think it was for presentation night.
Good night saver, you should love it. And
you come out with, "I forgot my daps." So Scotty had to turn the car around, go back to the house, go back to the driveway, and my daps were on the roof of the car. Your father had a face like thunder when you finally got to the club. Keep up the good work and stay safe. Director of Rugby, KJD.
Cracking.
Why are you on the roof then? Who put him on the roof?
Well, I obviously did, didn't I? So I've rushed out with my hands full, put him on the roof, got in the car.
As you do, like.
Yeah, late as fuck, so Scotty's gone speeding off down the street. And I realised I didn't have shoes on, got back to the house, and they're on the roof of the car.
They're lucky to remain on the roof
I
and not
would have said,
fall off.
as soon as you break there, you'd fancy it coming off.
Plenty of traction, see, but they're not falling over in them.
No, true.
But yeah, thank you for the message and the support, Kel. Much appreciated. One more thing, boys, before we get into it. Have you seen those two twins that got interviewed that finish each other's sentences?
I haven't, no.
No, are they any good? They actually do finish them?
I'm not buying it, but like apparently it's like a fucking telepathic twin thing.
With intuition, like.
But it's like, so it's weird as fuck. Like it's so forced.
Yeah, people do anything to try and get a bit of views these days, don't they?
Yeah.
Get their feet out, get their legs out. But I don't believe it, to be fair.
I'll have just playing hard to get on the end over there, you know. Yeah. We'll have to swap places one day. Should we have a go there though?
What, swapping seats?
No, I mean finishing each other's sentences, yeah.
You can...
If you...
want to.
Fuck me, we're not making
Does it flow as bad as that? Yeah, if definitely.
No, but it'd be like... So like I'll be talking and then Sauce would say like talking at the same time as me.
Oh, that'd get annoying.
It's so annoying. Like you watch a video about it.
Are they girls or boys?
Girls.
Better.
Better?
Don't worry.
You hit the twins, you yeah, fair play. Don't have a look at his fucking history on the hub. Christ.
Jesus Christ.
No further questions, Your Honour. Anyway, back to it, is it? Back to dating part 2.
Oh. How did, so obviously we've all listened to part 1, it was out today. I didn't think it went too bad. It was a bit tame, but I thought there was some good points on it. I thought it flowed. I thought it was alright. I was shitting myself, to tell you the God's honest.
I particularly enjoyed the exchange with the taxi driver.
Yeah, no, I took a few phone calls on the last episode, which caught us by surprise. But yeah, no, the taxi was, well, I hope whoever it was got his taxi in the end. I doubt it. But yeah, I mean, I love a happy ending. So hopefully he gone. Don't really know what else to say on the matter.
Yeah, I got nothing. Anyway, back to dating then. I suppose we're in Australia. Jim, you can't really comment on this because you're in a very strong and healthy relationship, as we've already mentioned.
Still allowed to give an opinion.
Oh yeah, what's the opinion of?
Australian girls.
Oh, okay. Well, I can only speak from a friendship perspective. But I got a good few girls who are friends who are girls over here that are Australian. And I think I got more.
I don't know what you got a few girlfriends. What?
A few lady friends. But yeah, on a platonic level, I think that's the right word, isn't it?
Great
They're
word.
good crack, to be fair, and more than I did back in Wales. I find them easier to get on with and good crack. And yeah, but I can't speak on a romantic sort of level. You boys can touch more on that one. But what do you think then?
Fucking hell. So, I mean, in terms of what now? Because obviously it's not about. I don't really want. Don't want to sound like I'm slating anybody, but I don't really know what we're after.
I would just say like how you get on with
The
them.
humour?
Yeah, but I think you've touched on it. So like, there's obviously a few Aussie girls I've met through you boys down the rugby club, and to have a laugh with on a night out, have a chat with, brilliant, have good crack, no problem. I suppose relating it back to dating, I would say obviously find Australian women in general, quite attractive and perhaps different and more so to what we got back in Wales. I mean, I'm not knocking the quality of women in Wales. Fuck, I've done myself at a very unnecessary over there. But in terms of actually getting on with an Aussie in a dating scene, I find probably I'd edge towards British girls.
Why is that then? Easier to chat with them? The flow with it?
There's just a slight difference in culture anyway. Like I think Aussie culture in general is a little bit mixed between British and American, and I think the American side that comes through in their culture doesn't fully lend itself to what our humour, our crack, our banter. And I just think more often than not, dating wise, if you're going out with an Aussie girl, it's not awkward, but it doesn't flow as well. And I personally, I don't know how you find it, but I've tend to found I can be a bit more myself with British girls.
Okay.
And Irish, you've got to give it the Irish.
British and Irish, yeah. I mean,
do you reckon the Australian ladies approach you differently as well as an outsider?
we've touched on that, haven't we? We've said like on a night out, I think Aussie girls might look at British and Irish boys who've come over, and it's very much holiday mode. You're out with your mates. Might have a bit of a drinking culture between you and your mates, and I can sympathise from their point of view, where it's probably like, oh fucking hell, here we go.
Here's a boys with their skin fades again.
Yeah, here's another fade. Here we go.
Yeah.
What's happening, girl? You what?
Oh, what, darling? And I just think maybe they've built up a little bit of a, say, tolerance, but it's like, oh fucking no chance, like.
Yeah.
Turn around and fuck off.
So is there any advice to any of the Australian girl listeners if they find a British person attractive, how they should approach you boys?
You're up.
Christ, that's putting me on the spot now. I just think, just help the boys out, innit? Give us a clue, like.
They'll understand all that means.
Yeah, help the boys out. Nah, it's give and take in it. Like, I still think you can say what you like, and certain it's not applicable to everyone, but like we said last time, it's still usually on the bloke to make the first move. Like a lot of women will kind of preempt it with a bit of extra eye contact or whatever, but still it's on the guy to fucking pull the trigger in there and have a crack. So just help the boys out. Just, you have to make it overly obvious, but just, if you're keen, give us a sign.
And I suppose I'm going to speak to, I don't know how many Aussie women are going to listen to this, but speaking a bit
About
generally.
3, I reckon.
Oh, 3. So there you go. Say there's a group of 3 Aussie women.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen boys have a go, myself and Rhys, whatever. If you try and approach, if there's a girl out of a group of Aussie girls that you've maybe taken a bit of eye contact with and think, oh yeah, see what happens. Fuck me, you try and walk up to a group of Aussie girls. Jesus.
Oh, it's clicky,
fucking comparable to fucking the hyenas off Lion King, but honestly, it's like...
How does that differ to back home? I would have thought back home would be just
I don't know, I think back home, are they a bit more like... not welcoming, because it depends.
Maybe feel more approachable.
A little bit more approachable, whereas like out here, if you try and approach a group of Aussie women, every single one of their mates thinks the mate you're after is fucking untouchable. It's like
they will make life hard for you.
Like they will look you up and down and go, what, you reckon you can talk to her? Fucking Bob Opes her. They might not put it like that, but words to that effect.
Yeah, no, I think you're right though. I think the culture's just slightly different in there, and I think I wouldn't say like Australian girls are better or British and Irish girls are better or European whatever. I just think like it's a lot easier to connect with British and Irish, like you said, because you can reference stuff you've watched on TV that everyone's watched. Like you can drop fucking Gavin and Stacey references or the In-Betweeners or whatever, and they're just kind of on the same wavelength as you.
I just say, building on that, so Rhys is spot on, and I think you're in the same boat. Like whether you're a boy or girl, if you're out here in Australia, you've left home, you're in the same boat. So you're just straight away, just a bit further along the conversational path than what you might be with an Aussie girl who's lived out here her whole life.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
and also they can understand you. They haven't got to keep saying what.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, we have had some feedback that some people can't understand us when we're on the pod, but
I know, shout out to Chantel, big friend of the pod, but she always watches the pod with subtitles on, because when we're talking to each other she can't understand a word. So
have you impressed if subtitles get it correct?
Miles off.
Oh yeah,
it's like when I do the reels, but I put the captions on, and it hasn't got a fucking clue what we're saying. Mainly Saus, it can't understand a word he says, but
I try and elocute myself correctly, but apparently not well enough.
But no, I think as a whole, Aussie girls like probably like I've never been to a place where there's more attractive women. Like in general, I think it's crazy. Like, so, hats off to you all. Big fan.
Keep up a good work.
Sorry about the shit chat. That's what I'm going to say. It's probably on us, isn't it? We're the problem.
It's always on us, but it's always on us.
Anyway, I think the next point we're kind of up to is rejection. You ever been rejected, Jim? Stay humble.
I was going to say, I don't take too long to
work out.
Yeah, in some form or another, been rejected. Can't think of any examples off the top of my head.
You jammy bastard. Well, fucking 6 times a week for me.
Go on, Saus. Like, let's talk about dealing with rejection, then.
It's a learning curve, innit? You take stuff from it, you learn from it, and over time you do get stronger, I suppose.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit in the last episode, where like you have just got to take it for what it is, which is a learning curve. So everybody's different in their journey with when they've been, started dating or getting a bit more involved with girls. That can be younger, it can be older, but initially dealing with rejection's the hardest part, because until you grow up a little bit and you see a bit more of the world and have a bit more experience, you do take it so fucking personally that is sometimes it can consume you and you feel a little bit inadequate.
Do you think it gets easier?
100% it gets easier, because you learn how to improve, not necessarily for anybody else, but you learn how to improve yourself. And once you improve yourself, and that can be in a variety of ways, it does get easier, because you don't put as much. It's sort of validation in it. It's like, if you got rejected on Hinge, or if a girl, it doesn't have to be in person. Like if you were speaking to a girl for 4-5 days on Hinge and then they start messaging, I used to feel shit. Whereas now, for example, no stress.
Who's next?
No, but it's, initially I think rejection is the biggest thing, because just as time goes on, you will find a way to deal with it better.
Yeah.
And if you haven't found a way to deal with it better, then it's not the end of the world, but it's just something that is on yourself to sort out.
Yeah.
Can't no one's going to tell you how to take rejection better. You've just got to learn to go through it, and it is a lot. Like, saying that though, I think if you ended up getting rejected by somebody you liked or there was a spark with, don't matter how many times that's happened to you, it's always going to feel shit.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing that you do come through it, you will bounce back from it better.
As long as it's not personal as well. Like if you get rejected on a personal level because someone says something they don't like about you, and then it gives you a complex,
We
it
said
can be
that
the worst.
in the last episode. What was the word we used? Amicable.
Amicable.
And it was like 9 times out of 10, if things end amicably, which I suppose you'd like to think for everybody it'd end on better terms than what it would bad terms. Obviously everybody's going to have had a bit of a bad ending and a sour taste. But if it can, we're grown-ups now. I mean, some of us are, over 30. Some of us aren't. But
Still look younger than you, but don't worry.
yeah, you do, to be fair. You've been hammering my fucking L'Oreal in there, that's why. But yeah, no, as you get a little bit older, you just learn to take it on the chin a little bit better and move on, and it doesn't affect you as bad as what it might have in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it's just different types of rejection, isn't it? 'Cause I think like that immediate rejection of, like you said, if you're out and about and there's someone who takes your fancy, that fear of being rejected on the spot is fucking crippling, or it can be crippling. And I think it's one of the long list of things you've got to kind of get over if you're going to approach someone. So there's fear of rejection, fear of coming across as a creep, fear of running out of things to say. There is another one as well. What's the other fear? I don't know. But rejection is definitely the one in there. It's like, for some reason, it can be fucking soul destroying, and in reality it doesn't matter that much. You just kind of lick your wounds and get on with it. But
Yeah, and
at the time it's just fucking, for some reason it's terrifying. Like
It is. But you touched on the other day where you say like you generate these thoughts in your own head and you make a snowball out of it. You make it worse than what it actually is in your own head.
I was just going to ask for this. So what would you say to the boys then who, like, say for example now, if there was a boy and when he's with his mates he's confident, he's happy as Larry, but when it comes to like approaching a girl he's shit scared because he doesn't want to get rejected. And then I suppose we'd have all been there at a certain point where you work yourself up and it's such a massive thing to maybe go and approach a girl on a night out, and then if you did approach somebody and straight off the bat is how would you say to get over that? Because boys, that's probably happened to boys who listening, and they've probably gone, oh fucking hell, I'm never doing that again, because it's probably crippled them.
That just shows a girl's not the right one for them, I think. If they approach her as well being themselves, like if you're certain humour, maybe give that a go with a girl, and then you're off on the right start then. And if she doesn't like your humour, she doesn't like who you are as a person, then on to the next one.
Her loss. No, I think, yeah, like what girls got to understand is generally the blokes who are really annoying and approach you when you don't want to be approached and like don't read the signals, they are the minority. Not all men are like that, right? However you may think, especially if you're an attractive girl, you probably got all these fucking knobheads coming on to you, but it's just the minority and they give the rest of us a bad name. So like, I think, like, I can't tell you what to do, because it might, I can imagine it's fucking horrific to have people who don't want to approach you all the time. And I guess, maybe I've experienced some of that on a tiny level myself, and it's not great, especially the foot and sock society or whatever they are. But just remember that it's taken a lot of courage for that boy to fucking have the stones to come and talk to you in the first place. So if you can, take it as a compliment and try and act from a place of empathy before you just shut them down and make them feel like a fucking worthless cunt.
Do you know what? I bet you've put that fucking brilliantly.
Thank you.
You have.
But yeah, it is. It's so hard, isn't it? It's like, I can empathise with the boys like this. But like we said in a couple of episodes ago, it's about putting the reps in, and you learn the right way to do things, the wrong way to do things, and the only way you get more confident is to just have a crack. So yeah, you have got to kind of suck it up and have a go, and you kind of work it out as you go.
I don't think we can stress that enough. It is all about learning.
It is.
And you haven't got to learn it all, and you haven't got to fix it straight away, but something that's benefited me is just sort of the experience of just try and take something from a bad experience hasn't got to be completely fixed there and then, but just try and tweak something, small improvement, take that with you on to the next one, and eventually as time passes you look back and things are better than what they were.
Yeah.
Before we move on from rejection, I'll say, like, the first time I think I properly got rejected by a girl that I was really keen on, I was probably maybe 23, 24 at the time. And I went on this date, and like, it was only, the wild thing is, it was only a first date, right? But we'd been speaking, I think we matched on, it had been like Tinder or Bumble back in the day. And she lived in Bath, and we're not far from Cardiff, so for people who don't know, it's like an hour drive. And like, we'd arranged a date, and then I think it snowed and we cancelled that. Something else happened and postponed another one. She was supposed to come and see her mate, and it never happened. So then we've been speaking for fucking ages, and we speak on the phone. I think you can empathise with this, Saus.
Okay.
But anyway, go on the first date in Bath, and it went like pretty well, I thought. And I was just, and you start to think, fuck this, oh my god, this is actually like amazing. And then she gave it the old, I think we should just stay friends because X, Y, Z, and that hit me harder than I've ever been hit before.
Didn't see it coming.
No, and I'd never felt that, and I think, like, at the time it felt like the most heartbroken I've ever been, and I just felt like worth fuck all.
Yeah.
But I think those are the things you remember, and then, it's silly things, but like, you just kind of, you use that as fuel to the flames, and like you mentioned before, you get in the gym and it's like self-improvement and blah blah blah. So you can definitely take something from those experiences, which are horrific at the time, because that hit me for six, like for weeks and weeks. I was like a salad of a man. But then looking back now, it was fucking not pathetic, but it was ridiculous, really. It was a first date. But yeah, it's probably a massive turning point for me, and I think like yeah, you can definitely use that to come out the other side, come back stronger.
I can definitely see where you're coming from there, but I can resonate in some scenarios I've been in, and it is part of life. It is just your turn to go through that. Everyone's been through it. So if you are going through that heartbreak, no matter how silly it seems, speak to somebody, not in terms of relationship wise, just speak to your mates, because they've all been through it. Speak to your parents, and then after a little while, get back on your horse, get back out.
Well, do you know what, but fair play for bringing that one up, and I'll touch on one, and whether or not we feel as if it's one we want to leave in or take out, we'll see how it goes. But obviously you've had one where like you fell for a girl. I say fell for a girl, sorry, you started feeling like there was potentially something there with a girl, and not through necessarily your fault, she might have not reciprocated. The other side of that coin is possibly, might be a few boys listening where they've been in something with a girl they quite liked, and I've done it, I'll hold my hands up, and it was a bit of a fucking turning point for me. But sometimes you can cock it up yourself. And I think any boys listening who have cocked something up sort of with a girl that they were potentially looking to see where something went with, like you just said, it can be fucking crippling. But what I'm trying to say is you are allowed to go through making those mistakes. It's crap, it's a bit of an L you've got to take on the chin, but you are allowed to make their mistakes. It's just like you said, that's where you've got to go maybe a little bit down the self-improvement road. Try and make yourself better from it, learn from it. It sat, I cocked one up and it fucking sat with me for a while. I was like, I don't think I'll come across anybody like her again. It was like, why did I do this? Why did I do that?
I think some of that though is just invented in your head. Now, like you beat yourself up and think you've done something wrong, but sometimes it's just not meant to be like as well.
No, and I look back and like I said, I lowered my hands up and it was me that cocked it up. But I was trying to force a square peg into a round hole where after
literally or so sorry, Bath.
That's fair game. But no, like looking back, I don't think we were fully compatible. It might have just been a bit of attraction there that I held on to more than the connection.
And it's the idea of them, and then the thought of what it could be.
And the circumstances were quite difficult as well, and the circumstances probably amplified my feelings somewhat. And I sort of I cocked it up on a night out, and it don't matter what the boys say to you, they could be like, oh, don't worry about it, or you can speak to your parents and they can say, oh, it's alright. But ultimately, no, when you cock something up and it's for you to take, it's bad, because nothing anybody can say to you is going to make it better or change the fact that it was your cock up. But like you say, little bit of time passes, chat to your mates, improve yourself a little bit. Hasn't got to be much, but just a little bit, go in the right direction. And waffled on a bit by her, but I'm just saying, you know, you're allowed to cock up and learn from it.
You will come back from it,
yeah.
And I think we're not really going to talk about breakups, so we'll kind of gloss over that. But at the time it does feel like the worst thing in the world, and it does feel like the end of the world. It's like, I can't see a way out of this, but just keep the faith. Like with time it gets better, and you just like we said, we're repeating ourselves. You learn from it, you fucking move on. You live to fight another day. Dating apps.
Oof.
Do you ever use the apps, Jim?
There was a period, yes, before my time with Sash.
Well, plenty of fish back in your day.
Grinder or
no, dabbled on Tinder for a little while. Yes.
Any joy or?
They might have been. They might not have been. So I can't remember. But I don't think I'm as well experienced as you boys. I think there's different ones now, isn't it?
What was your Tinder bio? Was it 6 foot, 6 inches, 6 figures?
I couldn't even tell you. I didn't know if I had a bio. Didn't know if you had bios back then. I can't really remember, to be honest. But yeah, I think we should revert back to you two's
you would say, there we go,
your dating pages, because I know you're avid users, you?
I wouldn't say I'm an avid user. I've barely been on it over the last couple of months, to tell you the God's honest. But
yeah, I've still got profiles, and I'll have a look now and again. Like, you go through periods, and you've just like, I did have a sabbatical for a few months for reasons I'm not going to disclose, but yeah, I think you just got to be in the right headspace for them, because, you know, people slate them and they say, never go on the dating apps, and they get on their high horse a bit, and it's the way the world's gone.
Yeah,
and I think they're definitely useful. I know a lot of people who've like got strong relationships from here. One of my very best mates back home met his missus on Bumble, and they're married now. So
yeah, it works.
Yeah, maybe don't listen to the noise around them as such, and just try and work out what's right for you. So I'll openly admit, like with my job, and the same as all the boys that I'm working with, a lot of my good mates who are still single, you'll jump on the dating apps when you're down the mines. Touched on it, I think we might have glossed over it before, but I don't really think too many girls look for boys doing my sort of job, because you work away 2 weeks at a time.
Yeah, you're there 1 week of the month.
And you're all fucking slags.
And yeah, you definitely that has knocked me off the train. No, but like,
no, it's just a fucking classic stereotype, you know, with faux boys.
It's like, you know, they're only looking for one thing on their week off or whatever. I mean, I don't know what they mean by that. Like, you know, it's looking for a deep, meaningful connection myself. I don't say fuck all. But no, the point I was making is, like, sometimes you're down the mines, and it's just a little bit of cheap validation, because, you know, you've got nothing concrete on the go, so nice to just chat away, get a little, you know, you see a couple of matches come in or whichever, and you think, oh yeah, little
still got it,
empty confidence boost.
Yeah, okay.
But no, I think they've definitely got a place. I can only speak from my experience with them. I don't think it's not something I'm on 24/7, because that don't benefit you at all.
What's your favourite one?
Hinge.
I think Hinge is a step above, yeah.
Tinder's
less of a bad lot.
Tinder's shite. I don't think I've had Tinder for a long time, and I never really bothered with Bumble, because I think girls got to make the first move, and that don't fucking happen to me.
Do you know what baffles me with fucking Bumble? The number of girls will just go, hey.
Oh, fucking, let's talk about the double standard there.
Yeah, because like, we'll move on to like classic boys and classic girls profiles, because, you know, it's just think outside the box. Help the fucking boys out, help the girls out as well.
So are we going to let him go through ours first? Or
I'm just going to make referencing something I've completely forgotten.
Sorry.
I've literally forgotten what I was going to say.
Bumble. Why don't you like Bumble?
Oh no, because like, right, so I've been on like a girlfriend's Tinder or Bumble or whatever.
So you've looked at other boys. Sort of.
I've seen not because I want to. Oh, he's handsome, he's gorgeous, just to see what other blokes are like, see what the competition is like, right? and it's mental how bad some of them. Like, it'll just be like inundated with blokes going, hey, hi, how are you? What are you up to? Like, honestly, it's fucking criminal. Like,
Just not going to reply you.
But I can see why girls, boys are like, oh, fucking hell, girls never reply to me on Tinder, because you've got to think outside the box a bit. Like,
you haven't you? And that's where Hinge helps, though, because of the prompts as well. And you should be able to maybe, if you've got a little bit of chat or a little bit of character, you can pick something.
You got talking points.
Yeah. It's a bit of a warm lead in it, sort of thing.
Yeah, Hinge. Yeah, and with Tinder, you don't have to have the prompts here. It can just be photos.
And it's like, what do you want me to do with that?
Yeah, what are we working with? Yeah, and if there's nothing in the photos to talk about, it's like, where do I go from here?
It's like, oh, is that margarita nice in your third photo? It's like, the fuck do you want?
But yeah, for those who don't know, Hinge, you got to have like these series of prompts on there. So is it 3 prompts?
3 prompts, yeah, and that can be like a voice prompt, or usually they give you the prompts to pick, don't they? So
yeah. The key to my heart is blah 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 blah.
I'm weirdly attracted to men. Sound nice.
Classic.
One. Yeah.
But before we get into all that, then and give our opinion on the classic girls prompts, and to be fair, some of the girls have written in with the classic boy prompts as well, and they're probably worse.
Yeah, we'll keep it balanced.
But Jimmy, you've got access to our Hinge profiles there.
I was going to ask, what app is this? This is Hinge, is it? Right,
Yeah,
okay.
That's Hinge. Don't act like you don't know, but
Yeah, I was going to say that. Oh, what's that?
I don't know if it's Bumble or what. I couldn't tell you the difference. But, okay, we're on Hinge. And for the listeners who can't see anything, I've started off with Saus's
I think
page.
we got a buzz in there, boys. No, we
Happy
haven't.
days.
Sorry, I've just stopped you.
You just don't want me to talk about your Hinge. You don't want me to slag your Hinge.
Yeah, moving
off.
swiftly on.
Okay, this is the first photo, and we got a photo of Saus and Rhys on a balcony. You can see we got a drink in hand and an arm tattoo, so there's some conversation starting points here.
Is Batman in the photo?
No, Batman's always hidden on the photos. Batman's always
Got to
hidden.
wait for that one, isn't it? And it's a nice candid photo. I do like a candid. It works, doesn't it? It's not too forced.
Thank you.
And then we got subtitles belong in the bin, unless of course the obvious.
Yeah, what's the prompt though?
Yeah, the prompt is, go on, read the
I'm
prompt.
convinced the subtitles belong in the bin. And then when you say unless of course the obvious, is that if you're watching like a Korean film or
Well,
something?
no, that's if I'm with somebody who's deaf, in which case I'll allow him to have the subtitles out. I'm not a cunt.
Oh. Hang on, you don't let me watch you with the subtitles on.
Yeah, but you're not deaf, you fucking deaf.
Oh yeah, I suppose I.
Or Korean.
Could say I like.
Yeah.
And then scrolling down, we've got the biometrics. 6'1". Is that with or without the hair at the moment?
You cheeky bastard. I'm 6'1" and a quarter.
Depends what shoes you're wearing, is it? Depends if you've got the Lonsdales on or the
On
the
stilts.
Adidas.
Yeah.
And then I do enjoy the skydiving photo. Shows you a bit of a thrill seeker, bit of a storyteller.
Good jawline there as well.
It looks alright. The ear doesn't look as good. Bit of a poke scratching, blown in the wind, but I mean, I've skydived. You don't look your
Pot
best.
calling the fucking kettle black.
Don't fucking state to them, man.
But I like that thrill seeker. Shows you have a good bit of fun. You're keen to do stuff.
Appreciate that.
Nice social photo with the boys, all looking handsome. Again, drink in hand. Likes a Guinness.
Bit of a pisshead.
Dresses well though. That's a good shirt. You
Thank
wear
you,
that sort of shirt more often, I think.
Alright, no, I'll take it on board.
What's our Arsenal away 2021? Or?
No, what I like it is bit of a neutral colour, no logo on it, so you're not a walking billboard. Looks good. What's this? Girls who call it.
So it's one of the prompts is I go crazy for.
Girls who call it football and not soccer. Yeah. I agree with that one. It's football, isn't it?
It is football, and we're not going to get into the fucking footy debate, but just if you can call it football and not soccer, me and you are halfway there.
AFL is shite.
Helpful hint. Very nice topless photo.
I know. That took a bit of fucking. I didn't want
It
to. Yeah.
looks good though, man. I think you've outdone Ash there. You look better than Ash. We like Ash to bits, but I think you've got a good bit of light in, a good angle. You're looking good there. So if girls, if you want to look at that, we'll sort you out. He's got a topless photo. Irrational fear, silent Uber rides. Surely that's what you want, isn't it? You want a quiet one. You don't want the driver.
No, you want it. No, but no. Right. It's not about the driver.
You ranted about this a few episodes
It's not
ago.
about the driver. Like me and the driver are from opposite parts of the world. We've got next to fuck all in common, so we don't need to worry about communicating. However, stick a bit of radio on. Because otherwise you want to listen to the driver have a conversation, but he says
They're always on the phone, yeah.
It's always very quiet as well, and
Doesn't
it's
it?
really quiet.
They say one word every minute, so you'll just be sat there in front and go, oh fuck me, I was going to do an impression and shit, can't do that. You'll go, recompose myself. You'll go, I don't mind if I finish a phone call, do you, mate? I'll go, no, carry on, work away. And then just hear about every minute it'll go, and I'm like, who are you fucking speaking to? Like, I'm just picturing a person who's got like a megaphone at the end of it, fucking, because there's no way that's fucking audible to any fucker.
I know. I was thinking that yesterday. I had a very similar situation, but
Yeah, I try to avoid a silent Uber ride if I can.
fair enough. And then the last two photos, we've got photo on the pod, which is good quality. We've got a glass of wine, shows a bit of class. Arsenal top, shows he's into his sport.
Yes.
Giving the girls some bit of conversation starters, and then of course the famous white jeans that had to make it in to the final cut of the
Oh,
end.
aye, that's the clincher, innit?
Yeah.
What do you get the most? Because on your Hinge profile, they like a certain part, don't they? What do you get the most bites on?
And obviously that is the first photo over there of me and my good friend to the right.
Correct.
I'm not going to take any credit for that.
Well, that's the one you get the most traction on.
Yeah,
in comments.
that candid to start off with, like, that's the one that
Really?
does.
More than the bloody skydiving. And
Yeah.
Surprised at that, but there you are.
Well, they think it's 50-50 chance I could be that fucker to start with, don't they? So.
That's what they're trying to find out. Okay, but overall, strong profile.
Appreciate that.
Can understand if you've had any success. Moving on to Mr. Rhys. Great first photo. I like it because I took it.
Which one's that? Oh, I know.
The sweaty Singapore topless photo. So I think a lot of people will appreciate that one. Biceps looking good, chest looking nice. And then we've got a voice note. My BFF's reasons for why you should date me. Right, so who's this then for the listeners? It's Jamie Wheeler?
This is our good friend Jamie Wheeler, yeah. I got a lot to thank him for, but
Let me talk to you about my friend Rhys, the beast. From the east, and he don't come with no yeast. Infection, he comes to perfection. You won't need no injection. You give you a valet inspection.
You'll have to explain that one to the world because I don't exactly know what that means. Talking about bread and then talking about
basically,
injection.
but when I was making my Hinge profile, I give my phone to Jamie. I said, do you want to record a voice prompt for me, bud? And he went, yeah, go on in. So I just gave him my phone and he reeled that off. Out of nowhere, like no prep. I didn't even think he was drinking, was he? He was just we were just sat in watching telly and he just done that.
Any nibbles?
Believe it or not, that is the most traction I get. They all fucking love that.
Did he?
For some reason, yeah.
Fair play. I'm impressed with that because I haven't got a clue what he's saying. But if it works, it works. Can't fault it. And then we've got your most irrational fear: pronouncing Irish names incorrectly. I can understand that because the spelling of some of them is a bit of a challenge.
Oh, I get all sorts of Irish names fucking replying to that.
Saoirse, Queevlin. You try and fucking read them without having a Dali LaRue. It's fucking hard.
Queevlin, is that the one that's like CAIOFLYXJKL
Yeah, fuck me, you. And the fact is, they won't even tell you how to fucking say it on their profile. It's like, come on now.
I bet they struggle in coffee shops. I know you struggle in coffee shops, Rhys.
Yeah, I had Feast the other day.
Fleece.
Feast.
Biometric, 6'1" as well. You boys are the same size, you?
Yeah.
I thought I'd have given him 6'2", to be fair. Because he's just a gnat's cock taller than me.
So you're 6 foot then?
And then a very nice rugby photo. Shirt's looking nice. With the famous Mr. Tyre-in-law. I think you're quite famous across Perth, aren't you?
We'll talk about this, right? I had to put a photo of me and Tyre because, yeah, you know, we've had a few mutual connections, shall we say, right, on these dating apps. So generally, what happens is, like I said in the last episode, if you click with someone on a dating app, you get off the app, so it's just like exchange Instagram or whatever. Go onto Instagram, go to give them a follow. One mutual connection. Who could it be? Tyre-in-law 27 every single time without fail. So yeah, it's
good though. It's wise you've put the photo there. It can break the ice, I suppose. But moving on to the next photo, we've got your famous bus seat jumper wearing, or one of them anyway.
Which one's that? Oh, that one.
The stagecoach one.
So it looks like a bus for anyone who's wondering, a bus seat. But you haven't split the G in your Guinness, so a bit amateur for you. But I thought you were better than that.
I probably did, though, to be fair.
On an angle, is it?
Good angle.
And then all I ask is that you never buy me a shot of vodka. You don't like the old shots, do you? Those days are gone.
Just don't like vodka, but...
Yeah, Sambuca for me.
I like Sambuca.
Do you?
But I'd take anything over vodka. I think vodka's the worst.
What, even over tequila?
Tequila's fine, yeah. If I got ice and lime, lemon and salt and lemon, I'm alright with tequila.
Nah,
Vodka, horrific.
But the photo below, it kind of follows on smoothly. I'm guessing you've taken a shot, but you look smart in
That's
the
the
suit.
thing, if you tap the prompt, it says, oh, this happens, and it's me doing a shot of vodka looking fucking hanging.
There we are then.
Banter.
But it shows you dressed nicely as well in a nice suit. Most controversial opinion, AFL is terrible, a terrible sport. I can concur. It's a bit messy, unstructured. Apologise to Australia.
Crap.
And then some nice little photos at our wedding of your modelling career, looking good in the Japanese themed. And then you finish on the absolute best photo you've got there, the Candid, walking out to sea, Daniel Craig. Lovely blue water in the background, so I'm sure that must get some traction, does it?
Gets a bit...
That's what you want, isn't it? So if there's any listeners that want to view, we've recorded their Hinge profiles, so I can DM and send them to you directly if you like.
For a small fee.
But overall, boys, I think 2 strong profiles. If I was a girl, I'd ask some questions. I'd swipe right if that's what you do on Hinge.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, bud.
I've seen worse.
Right, well, a couple of listeners have sent in some classic boys Hinge profiles here. So I've asked some of the girls to help us out. So I was having a chat with one of them about the standard stuff we see on girls' profiles, and you know, there's these generic things. I don't know if people go on fucking ChatGPT and ask for suggestions or what, but so there's just like so many things that just keep cropping up. But it's nice to see a few from boys, right? So we've got a friend of the pod, Molly Garfett, has sent in a few. So yeah, I can see this one. So you should leave a comment if you'll return my hoodie and baggy clothes. Oh, come on, boys.
Do you know what? It's just a bit outlandish and straight off a jump.
Yeah.
Bikini. Bit optimistic.
Yeah.
But the other one I see a lot is girls talking about this, like about it being an ick, and then some are into it, but like fish photos. So apparently there's a lot of blokes who have photos with fish they've caught.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, we'll touch back that it's the double standard, because they're fine to fucking post a photo of them holding one of them fucking crayfish things like that, and you're like,
yeah,
it's like
a snorkel on.
Yeah,
nice one.
It's like, alright, fair enough. Yeah, what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander.
But the bloke's probably proud of it, isn't he? And he's showing his hobby there. But I mean, as a girl, you wouldn't think, oh, that's a nice fish.
I'm weirdly attracted to you.
Sound.
That's fucking shocking. My most irrational fear, losing the key after I handcuff you. This particular example, they've spelled lose wrong as well.
That's the annoying part. Loosen the key after I handcuff you.
Right,
Come on now, bud.
Can I be honest? No, yeah, if I get that's a terrible one, I'm not going to give my honest opinion.
Try to guess this about me. My favourite thing to eat in bed, in brackets, not pizza.
Bit of a cringe, that, isn't it?
Bit of watermelon fish reference there, I think. Couple to finish off on it. Also had Chantel Smith send in a couple. The most popular / annoying one that every guy seems to have is special skills getting my hoodie backed. Again, you know, that's obviously a very common prompt that we should not be using.
Yeah.
6'2", because apparently that matters. If your Saus, it does, because he's only 6 foot and he's lying about being 6'1". And she also said never understood the profiles with pics of men and some poor animal they've hunted. That's fucking gross. So yeah, I don't think we got any of them on our Sauce, so we might be doing alright.
We might, but yeah, after his review, I mean, I felt like I had an 8.5 out of 10 of Jim's.
Yeah, you've ticked some boxes here compared to them.
What, should we just fucking fire back with a couple of our favourites?
Let's go.
So, starting off with, give me travel tips for. Now, this can be both brilliant and bad. So if a girl says, give me travel tips for Japan, Japan's a very tourist, common country to go to. I haven't been, so I can't give you travel tips, but there's probably blokes that can, no problem. Come across a girl one time. Give me travel tips for Burkina Faso.
What's that?
It's a country in Africa. Right, now, what do you want from me, Badela? I mean, right, well, I think if you get it, if you take a 20-minute taxi from the airport, and it might be a Weatherspoons down a... What the fuck do I know about Burkina Faso? What do you want from me, Badela?
I doubt there's a Weatherspoons there.
I definitely... I doubt this... Well, yeah.
There's probably an Irish pub here somewhere, isn't
Yeah.
And everywhere goes out saying, but most people are just going to Google, so I don't really understand why she's getting on.
I'm weirdly attracted to men.
Men,
We
yeah.
touched on that earlier, but yeah, alright, classic sound. I'm in the right place then. Yeah, cheers.
Good one.
The
key to my heart is food. Something about dogs, always something about dogs. Oh, do you know the ones that do me? So it'd be like, the key to my heart is food, and then it'd be another prompt, food, another prompt, food.
Oh, three. Yeah,
Oh, good one.
She's gone for the hat-trick with
Fucking
it.
hell, well done, that was good.
She wants a free meal, that's it.
It just goes to show though, innit? Because I bet these girls are getting plenty of matches, right? And I don't want to play the victim here, but girls have got to put them in. I think maybe blokes are more shallow and it's more like an attraction thing, but I do feel like boys have got to put in more effort than girls.
Oh, 100%,
Yeah.
because, I mean, a girl will match with you and they will not fucking send you the message first.
Oh, you got no chance.
Like, realistically, what, 1 in 10 might message you first? 1 in 10? So basically, yeah, you've got to fucking... It's on the bloke to be creative, which is no problem, but then you just need to be met halfway and just give me something to work with. And, look, if I can't work with it well enough, then that's on me. I'll, go away back to the drawing board, but... just putting a prompt up and having a full stop as your answer, you're a bit like...
Oh, that's a shocker, that, isn't it?
Sound.
That's the worst. Yeah, no, and I don't know. I think, I don't know what I was going to say there.
And then
Fucking
you
gone.
got back to the Aussie as well. The only other one I just fucking... It's like, I really want to see Fremantle win a flag. And you're like...
Flag mantle, full stop. Right up, sound.
I want to see the Gunners win the Champions League, love, but life's a shit house.
But I guess we'll move on to the questions and shout outs then. To kind of wrap up. This could take a while, but
Yeah, but...
Half an hour, please.
but I'll kick off with. I mentioned James Williams, right? He was around last night and he reminded me of a little story, Sauce.
Oh, fuck me, here we go.
So this is going back a while now, but
Good man.
he said Sauce may try and change the narrative here, but you've heard it from a first-hand witness that a girl he was talking to. I think you were at a beach event when you
It was.
in Perth. So apparently you were speaking to a girl. She turned to her friend and gave her a little wink, and then all of a sudden, her friend, for the benefit of the tape, I'm making quotation marks, her friend passed out.
What, to try and get away from Sauce?
So this is what James is implying here. So he put, take what you want, but that's a sign to me. And then he said, by the way, your friend got up straight away after he turned his back and left. Any truth to this?
So, absolute bollocks. What happened was, I was at the beach event, I was chatting away to a lovely lady, yeah, I can't say that, lovely lady, and thought it was going well, bouncing off each other, a little bit of crack or whatever, and her mate was paralytic. She was paralytic before I turned up. And basically, she was stood by the steps, whatever, near, I can't really set the scene too well, and she did collapse, and her friend just looked at me and said, I'm going to have to go with her. And while she's collapsed, James is stood there like pointing at me, like breaking ribs, laughing, going, I can't believe she's just had to pass out for you to fuck off. And
Worked the tree.
do you know what? I mean, I'm going to fucking protest my innocence, but I might have to, I can't fully disprove him. I'd like to think it weren't that bad. There's a chance, but you'd like to just think I was a victim of a bit of unfortunate circumstances. But and on another day,
I'm sure that was the case, but
Yeah.
Falling at the feet, Phil.
cheers, James boy, appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, James. I enjoyed that one. Mentioned Chantel earlier, so another message she sent. Probably my most embarrassing dating story was from when I was 18. So it was one of my first Tinder dates, and I'd been chatting to this guy for a week or so, and we decided to go out for drinks. Obviously, I'd done my reconnaissance before meeting him, as you do, which I'd have to agree with.
Yeah.
So we were chatting away, and he was like, "Oh, let me add myself on Facebook." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." So Chantel handed him her phone. He goes to the search bar to type his name, and in her search history was him. It was him, his mum, his dad, and his sister. Oh, that's fucking shocking, isn't it?
Caught red-handed. But why are you searching the full family?
Well, that's what I was going to get on to with
That's the difference between girls and boys, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I understand searching him, but the other...
No, but we can be open and honest about the fact that I think to my knowledge anyway, I don't know, I can't really speak to what girls like, but giving off that impression, I can assume perhaps similar. But everybody does it. You have you get the Insta, you have a little scroll, you show the boys, you go, it's alright, isn't it? But you don't...
That's alright, isn't it? For the benefit of the tape, I don't say that. He does, I don't.
For the benefit of the tape, he's lying through his teeth. It's put more eloquently than that. That was a poor choice of words on my part. But yeah, you do have a little bit of recon. I've never thought to take it further than the actual girl in question. I don't really give two shits what their old man looks like. The mother could be useful information because you sort of want to have a rough idea of it. Can you say that?
Yeah, well, that's just reminded me of something, because that's something that's on a lot of girls' profiles as well. Show me what your dad looks like, so I'll know what you look like in the future. Right on.
So, good, very good friend of the pod. He's very committed. He listens to all the episodes, gives us feedback. He's a good boy, to be fair. So, Matthew's got an Aussie-related dating story.
Wait, are you going to say his full name, or...?
Matthew Hill.
Give him a shout-out.
Yes, Matthew. So... when I worked in a call centre, I used to help pass the time by adopting different accents on the phone. By far and away, my best was the Aussie accent. So naturally, I used to switch it on now and again while drunk on nights out, to varying levels of success with girls. So steaming one night in Revs, great establishment, good crack in Revs.
In Cardiff, I'm assuming?
In Cardiff, yes. I get chatting to a very attractive young lady. My mate wingmangs me with her friend, importantly, still using his own accent. One thing leads to another, and we go back to their place. We'll keep it civilised, but it went well. Me and my friend text each other and dart out in a taxi about 4 a.m. Anyway, numbers had been exchanged, so naturally the following day, the girl I was with is texting me. We continued to chat for a few days and decided that we'd like to go on a date together. I forgot I had pretended to be Australian for the night we met. Picked her up, immediately started conversing in my normal Pontypridd Valleys accent.
Oh no.
She looks at me slightly confused, goes, "I thought you were Australian." So in a panic, I told her that my mum was Australian and I sometimes slip into the accent. Anyway, 2 days later, she comes back to my mother's with me. I knew the gig was up. I was entangled in my web of lies. She found out that my mother isn't Australian, is also, in fact, from Pontypridd. Took her home shortly after. Never saw her again.
Oh, never. Could you not get your mum in on it, buddy?
Just be like, look, love, do me a favour for an hour. Just give her a good day.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
But I suppose the moral of the story is... don't lie, or if you're gonna lie, stick to the lie for a long time and fully
die with a lie.
commit.
Why are you lying for?
Here's a quick question then before we go on to the other Insta ones. What's the best or quirkiest stroke funniest chatterblind you've used on a night out? Can you remember?
I don't use chatterblind, see.
Anything that's not chatterblind, alright, approach then. Anything you've done to instigate the fucking connection?
Sort this out, Saus. What have you got then? What have you got?
Well, I was hoping for a bit of help. Fuck me, I was hoping for a bit of help off YouTube there, but fucking two are standout. One's an honorary mention just for the time being, but I did end up putting pineapple in the
sorry, you have got a bit of fluff on your chin or something, but
fucking sounding that's been here for an hour and 15.
Here we go.
Fucking sorted. Geez.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no,
You notice it.
Oh, you fucking wanker!
I thought you couldn't see on the camera. So play ball.
Yeah, surely, I know we're in 4K.
Well, I had a shave before recording, so I put a bit of moisturiser on, didn't I? And that's actually fucking dried. Yeah, sweet, cheers, boys. No, only two. Sounds like I'm asking these questions to toot my own fucking own now.
You are, man. That's what you did it.
Right, so first one I said I'd put pineapple in a girl's ear.
What, juice or chunks?
It was a foul pineapple.
It was a bit of pineapple juice. It was.
Why have you done that?
I haven't done it on purpose. She sort of backed into me on a tightly packed dance floor, and I've gone, "Oh, excuse me, love. I think I've just put a bit of pineapple in your ear," and that instigated a conversation.
Oh, and you carry on drinking the pineapple juice?
I'm fucking right. I
From
paid
her hair?
about $25. I'm not wasting half an hour, fucker. And then the other one then is I lost a thumb war, 16-0.
Oh, that's criminal, that is.
Well, you had 16 attempts.
Yeah, I just lost fucking 16-0, and that was a bit of a conversation starter.
Fuck, surprised you
Is
didn't
that not a
stop
bit
sooner.
emasculating for you?
Fucking right, this emasculating. Like, I can't fucking gloss over that, can I? I mean, alright, I got little bitch hands, but you still, you know, after fucking 10, you think you can pull a frame back or something, right? But, no, well, anyway, yeah, cheers, boys. Fucking,
How'd you end up thumb warring?
might have just said you fancy a thumb war.
Work the treat.
Yeah.
What is Saus's favourite line when he first approaches a woman from Harwell? What's Harwell's surname? Powell.
Oh, well.
So, there's not a, again,
Fancy a thumb war?
yeah, I mean, it's very much situational dependent. You know, try and fucking, oh, what go? Try that.
What go?
Oh, what go?
White ghosts?
No,
What's that
I'm
mean?
situational dependent. Sorry, but I don't know what question was coming, so I didn't have a chance to think of an answer for you there.
Message N of Mel8747. I believe that's your mother, Sauce.
Go on, Mel.
Sauce needs to start believing in himself. He's come so far.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Can't wait to give you a big egg at the airport on Wednesday.
You have, though. You've come a long way, but
That's
Thank
lovely.
you.
Andy,
No,
bro.
I appreciate
yeah,
that.
9,000 miles you've come. No, genuinely, like, mental transformation. Fair
No,
play
well,
to
thank you, but appreciate that.
you. That was cute. Wholesome hours.
Yeah.
James Little. Never heard of him. Venue suggestions for a date in Wales and Perth. Let's start with Perth then.
Perth, Besk in Leaderville, nice little steakhouse.
Oh, I always go up market. Fuck that. Like, let's first date now.
I know
Fuck
why,
going
but
to
you-
Besk.
Well, anywhere in and around Leaderville would be, you know, I don't go on too many dates, but if I was to go on a couple, it'd be in and around Leaderville.
There's a GYG in Leaderville
There's
as
a
well.
GYG, so you can have you can go for a couple of fucking Guinness in the Irish bar, you can go across to the garden, you can fucking,
Yochi.
you can have a Yochi, you can have a GYG, you can have a fucking, I wanted something finished with a chi end, but I couldn't think.
Tai Chi?
Tai Chi, or you can
Cup
go
of
to
tea.
Besk, a little steakhouse, cheap on a Monday, couple of glasses of wine, sets a nice little tone. That would be my shout.
Nice.
Yourself?
So I'm big on the coffee and walk first date. I said that in the last episode, and I think you can't really go wrong. You've got on the foreshore here, where we are in South Perth. There's about 18 coffee shops on Angelo Street, and they're all pretty good. And coastal is the same. You can go canteen or whatever in Trig and go for a stroll. But one thing you do learn about Perth is it's quite a small city in terms of like the dating pool. So like I said, you know, you bump into a lot of mutual connections.
So if you
So I'd say if you keep going back to the same venue, you're probably going to bump into an old flame, so be careful. Make sure you vary it.
Yeah.
But no, there's some good options here, isn't there?
You wouldn't want to like take a girl for a coffee and then bump into one of your old flames when you're there. Would you like?
That was going to be my question, but I didn't want to ask it.
Yeah.
What about you, Jim? Like, obviously, you and Tash are way further down the line. What about your best date spots?
We like to. I was going to say the foreshore, but you've taken that one. But we like to go on hikes. So there's Lesmurdy Falls, Serpentine Falls, nice little strolls, good view of the city, and also some sort of food market, whether that's Scarborough Market. They've now got the winter markets out, which we need to try. I haven't done the winter ones.
That's on the weekend, isn't it?
Saturdays all winter.
So we can't go here because we do play rugby on a Saturday as well.
Maybe not then. And they're pretty good as long as the South Perth foreshore markets were decent, as well as Subiaco. I feel like you can talk about different foods, you can stroll around, find out what each other's likes, see what other people are doing, comment on them if the chat dries up. So I think go somewhere where they're busy.
A lot of good picnic spots as well, isn't there? Like Kings Park and
outdoor
anywhere on the
barbecues.
coast.
Yeah.
Picton.
But then Wales side of things, any date suggestions in Wales?
I never went on any, but so I honestly couldn't fucking tell you.
You never went on a date in Wales?
Oh, literally no. As God's honest, like I fucking no.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Oh, but there were fucking 25 hard years in Wales, like in really hard.
You've come a long way.
Thank you, bud.
You have. Little message from friend of the pod, Ellen Hazen. Believe in your self-worth. is the key to letting the right person in brackets, I think.
Powerful.
I think I agree with you, Ellen.
Yeah,
Powerful.
of course.
Keeping the faith anyway. And so should anyone else who's borderline losing it or believes they've lost it. Keep the faith.
In the words of George Michael.
You gotta have faith.
Faith.
Stella Masters, I got ghosted in real life by a doctor I'd been seeing for 3+ months. He was 10 years older. Bad form.
I don't understand. Had she been speaking to the doctor for 3 months, or had she actually met him?
Seeing him for 3+ months.
And
And then just ghosted out of nowhere.
Just ghosted her.
That's savage from him, isn't it?
Robbie.
Have a bit of decorum in it, a bit of respect.
Just a little heads up, innit?
Yeah.
Help the boys out, like.
Because, like we said, if that was done to him, he'd feel like, so.
He deserves it now after that.
Yeah.
We've had a few questions that are pretty similar here as well. So Lydia Scott Moons, never heard of her. Nat Hill, both asked similar questions. Basically, describe your perfect first date. Sorry, Thoth.
It's alright. Bit of decorum, innit? That's all we ask. Describe your perfect first date. Oh, fucking hell. It's an on-the-spot one. Well, I can only say maybe something at a seaside town. Brighton, something like that. I mean, if I was going home.
Or skinny dipping in Bondi is
Skinny dipping in
good
Bondi.
option as well.
Yeah, it's a good way to finish a night. That jumping shark infested waters after about 10 cocktails and 12 hours on the piss is it's a story. A little fucking coastal date, bit of time on the sea, bit of fish and chips, maybe a little round of mini golf.
Oh, yeah.
And then a few cocktails and see where the night takes us.
Finish up with a thumb war, let him beat you 16-0 and Bob's your uncle, your quid's in.
I should be alright, she got smaller hands.
Myrion_M has said, dream blunt rotation, 5 people including yourself, love the pod.
What's that mean?
Blunt rotation, I'm assuming that's a bit of drug humour, so passing the puff.
I was thinking James Blunt.
James
I
Blunt.
thought
it was James Blunt,
James Blunt on shuffle, like. So just shooting the shit with 5 people including you, so 4 others. Go on in.
Oh, fucking hell, that's going to take some thinking, that is.
Yeah, we should probably have read these before.
Yeah.
That's going to take
Well,
some
we'll have
Both
an
of you,
next
like,
Yeah,
Or could join you together.
Go on in. We'll name one each, and then we'll all decide on one.
I'd like to do the King, even though he's a bit of a tit.
King Charles?
Yeah, I reckon he'd have some good insights, some good stories. He'd be able to tell you some things we don't know, maybe about aliens or King/president of that sort of nature.
I don't know, Donald Trump or King Charles, there's got a stark difference between them two. Trump would be a fucking hell of a chat.
Yeah, so I'm going to change it to Trump. He'll have some more stories and more insight. I reckon he'd give you more.
Passing
He'd
the
take
puff with
over.
Donald.
And if you were going for a Brent with him, you could ask him, just fucking chuck a little XRP tweet out there for me as well now. Get me fucking retired from work a bit earlier.
So he'd be quite handy. I'll go Trump for me.
I like that. Saus. Thierry Henry. Vavavoom.
Peter Kay.
Peter Kay, great shout.
Yeah, I like that.
Peter Kay.
Great shout.
Funny cunt.
For me, I said it in the last one, fucking Liam Gallagher. I'd watched another reel of him earlier. Just fucking, I love him. Like, I love his attitude. Funny as fuck. Get him on it.
Some big personalities here, though. I don't know if it'd flow.
It's an eclectic mix, isn't it? It's an eclectic mix.
Yeah, they'd be bouncing off each other. I'm sure Liam would fucking...
Chindon. Chindonald.
Chindon.
Chindon.
Who's the last guest then?
Oh, we've had 6 of us, but didn't we?
Shay the Penguin.
Oh, fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Get Shay the Penguin on.
Shay the Penguin, yeah. I'd love to see him with fucking Trump. That'd be unbelievable.
Now listen here now, Donald. I don't agree with everything.
Some fucking mental questions here we cannot ask. Like that one from Ben is wild. We're not asking that.
That's a little cancel, that is.
Rihanna Cook, little stab at me here. Don't eat pizza with a knife and fork on a first date. Yep, I know. Thank you, Rhys. Cheers for that.
Unless you want to go viral, which you have.
Another very serious question and to finish on. What's your advice to battle loneliness when you don't have any friends to go to?
I'll start there and hope the answer I give is appropriate. As best you can, try and find something yourself that, like a hobby or maybe something that can maybe benefit you. So I would say, just from my experience, I know I probably getting to the point of harping on about it a bit too much, but try and like a little bit of work in the gym, them along that sort of. I'm not saying that's going to necessarily fix some problems, but it might help with a little bit of self-confidence, which in turn might make that feeling a little bit less severe. Other than that, I would struggle to really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of social clubs, different sort of teams, club environments, not just sporting environments, which you can join, or even begin online. It's far easier to talk to people online. There's online chat pages, and then you've always got your family. And I know your family can maybe come across not your cup of tea, but that can lead to other activities, bumping into other people. So perhaps you use that avenue as well.
100%. And I think, again, maybe speaking from limited experience, but I think if you can, like you mentioned, clubs, you mentioned online, it can be gaming, it can be anything. Try and get yourself out of this comfort zone you've created. Try new things. And you never know, like Saus mentioned, the gym, maybe you go to the gym, you go to a couple of classes, all of a sudden you meet a few people with common goals, common interests, you got a small group of friends, that network increases, and I think, if you've got a kind of a purpose that you're passionate about and you can work at, that can definitely open doors to other things as well as, self-improvement. So
and don't be scared to double that. Like, I know the three of us seem to, we push it quite a lot because we found it to help us about like trying new things, just pushing the envelope on your comfort zone. But then ultimately, don't be afraid to double down on the things that are you as well. So if you've got an interest that is a little bit niche, don't be afraid to double down on that, because it might be people you can meet through. I mean, I don't know an example to give, but yeah, like, don't always try and push yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone, because the reason why the three of us have said it is because we found it to work and help us in different aspects. But at the same point, double down on yourself as well. And if it's something, everyone's got hobbies and interests.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to kind of be disheartened by some dickhead will make a negative comment, and that's kind of sticks out in your head, and you think, I'm too old to do this, I shouldn't be doing that, I shouldn't be doing that, this is not cool. Fuck 'em. If you're fucking passionate about something, who's to say it's wrong? That's my opinion.
Yeah, spot on.
I mean, there's a line, as long as it's within the law. And
oh yeah, I mean, if we can keep it above board, happy days.
But no, I think that's about us for today, boys. Anything you want to add before we bugger off?
No.
What are we looking forward to next? What's the topic of the next?
Well, are we going to? What do you reckon then? I mean, is it going to be one more before I fuck off, or is?
Gotta be, I think, isn't it?
I suppose you'll have to. So just let's decide, and then the listeners can give their contributions.
We're gonna have to. I think we mentioned doing an X episode.
Yeah.
And I think that can probably be a fucking 9-parter, can't it? So
we can get some good engagement on that one, can't we?
Yeah, we'll
see about leaving that one in.
We'll speak to the viewers and listeners. Which coincidentally, if you want to get involved in the discussion, you can join us over on Insta. So it's Sunday Coffee Club. Same on TikTok. Same on YouTube, to be fair. And again, I talked about the analytics I was checking out earlier. A lot of you are still not subscribed. So just give us a subscribe, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a review, chuck us on your story, etc. It doesn't take a lot. And yeah, if you do want to get involved in asking us questions or joining in the Sunday strolls, etc., Instagram's a place to go. We got a link tree in our bio then with a link to we got a little WhatsApp community, so you're welcome to join that. Other than that, I think that's about us, boys. Hopefully that doesn't get us cancelled.
Yeah, fucking hope his top doesn't look too tight as well.
I'm sure you'll be right. Hopefully you can't see the fluff on your chin that was there for an hour and a half, so
it is what it is, isn't it?
Aye.
Heil vow.
Heil vow.
Ciao for now.
Ciao for now. Brian Kai.